Tony D and Little Joan with your Screenwriters Rant on You People, starring Eddie Murphy and Jonah Hill. And I thought it was a documentary first, the way it was set up, but it's actually a comedy movie. Um, and it looks all right. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 10 available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. So Eddie Murphy, glad to see him, and Jonah Hill doing his usual shtick. This time, he's engaged to or wants to marry Eddie Murphy's daughter, and he is the skeptical black man who doesn't want a white son-in-law, I guess, and her mother is just as skeptical. From writers Jonah Hill and Kenya Barris. And so this is like an uncomfortable conversation where he tries to win them over but says a bunch of stupid stuff. For some reason he's wearing a Gucci shirt. And he and Eddie's just very skeptical of him, and just like, why are you up here in the hood, this kind of thing. This January, it makes it sound like a TV show. I don't think it's a TV show. Let's see. A new couple, Jonah Hill and Laura London, fall in love and find themselves confronting societal expectations of generational differences amidst their family. Eddie Murphy, Nia Long, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and David Duchovny, who I assume play his parents. Clashing cultures and comedy from Kenya Barris. Ooh, I don't know. Now it's starting to turn me off, but hopefully it's not going to get too bogged down. Now I know why I thought it was a documentary at first. I assume this is a film? Why can't you just tell me what these things are? I mean, I get it. It's a trailer. I guess it's feature, but it also may featuring Eddie Murphy. Just tell us, movie. Why is that so hard? Why is it so hard for people? I mean, this is the Netflix channel. You have no excuse, Netflix. It's like, just tell us. It's a movie. It's a movie. Okay? From director Kenya Barris, January 27th. Now, I'm a pretty big fan of Eddie Murphy. Her I don't really know. Jonah Hill, still pretty funny. If they're going to go down this path, hopefully it is, both sides kind of thing. Like, it just doesn't, like, dump on white people the entire time, because if it's that, it'll suck. It'll be funny for about 8 to 10 minutes, and then it'll be like, come on. Like, in the 70s and 80s, they used to make stuff like this all the time, and it was pretty freaking hilarious. Now it's like a big deal to do this. Like, there's such a divide between black and white people today. No, there really isn't. Not like there was. There is still parts of the country, I've never seen a black person, I've never seen a white person, whatever. Those places are few and far between now. It's not like it was 50 years ago where, yeah, you could live out in the middle of the South and never meet a Jewish person or a black person. You could live, I don't know, deep in Harlem somewhere, and it was very segregated. It's not like that anymore. It's just not. Even in these times. Now, this feels very artificial in that respect, if it's going to go down that path. Now, I mean, it's just a teaser, but it's a good teaser. I think Jonah Hill is doing the, potential son-in-law thing pretty good. Eddie is being sufficiently skeptical and mean. He could be a little meaner. I'd like to see him a little edgier. But part of the problem with doing something like this is you have a guy who's taken his potential in-laws out to dinner to ask them if he can marry their daughter, and like this isn't much of a thing anymore. It's not like it was, again, 50 years ago. 50 years ago, yeah, you could see that in a lot of different families, depending on the family. These days, meh, people just, they, you can't have it both ways, Hollywood. You can't break down all the society's norms in your various movies and then go, oh, well, we're going to use that norm to sell a movie. It doesn't work. You've already broken this down quite a bit. So this part probably won't speak to a lot of young people who are your potential audience here. They'll just go, why does he need their permission? Revolution. So, but it is pretty classic setup for someone my age, as a fan of Eddie Murphy. Yeah, it kind of hits the target. Kind of looks like fun. I'm skeptical because Netflix kind of goes back and forth, but I'd be willing to give it a chance. I mean, it's Jonah Hill. He's pretty funny. I'm not digging the outfit he's in. Looks like they caught him on the street. Hey, Jonah, you want to be in this movie? Oh, okay, sure. And he just happened to be wearing this. Because it looks like something Jonah Hill would wear, not necessarily this character if he's supposed to be like a normal guy. Kenya Barris, I'm not sure who that is. But Jonah Hill wrote it with Kenya, so could be good. Could be good. This is Roscoe's House of Chicken and Waffles. Is this in L.A.? Is this a thing in L.A.? Because I think it takes place in L.A. Yeah, I mean, they're all dressed very fancy, which is something else. Like, again, like, it removes it another degree from your average audience member. It's in LA, so it's like everything takes place in LA. Why? Because that's where Hollywood is, and then that's cheaper to shoot there in some respects because you don't have to fly out your big celebrity stars out in the middle of nowhere to shoot something in normal town. But it kind of takes you out of it a little bit in that it is in LA because LA is so weird and off the charts. But the people in LA just don't see it that way. So who are these characters? Like, what do they do for a living? I'm going to guess they work in the movie industry or music industry or something, or fashion industry. Yeah, I mean, the good part is Jonah Hill's really good at doing send-ups of those people. So is Eddie Murphy when he's on point. Here, I don't know. It looks like he's playing second banana to Jonah. Looks great, though. Doesn't he look great? Looks like he's in shape. Got a nice haircut. So, yeah, I'll give it a chance. I mean, it's on Netflix, so I can see it for nothing. Want to see more, though. Want to see more. Want to hear some reviews. If I hear it just goes one way and just dumps on white people the whole time, making fun of white people, then, like, why am I going to say it? Why am I going to say it? Why repeat the same mistake? People on the left who continue to promote this kind of thing. I mean, you even got this title, You People. That's a reference to the phrase, what do you mean, you people, right? But that was used a long time ago. Are we going to, in this case, since it's like Jonah coming to their neighborhood, wouldn't Eddie Murphy be the character to say something like that? I'm not sure about you people. Wouldn't it? I don't know. So first act, he's in love with this girl, and they're getting along great, and he asks her to marry him, and she says yes, but you're going to have to ask my parents because I come from a very traditional parents, even though we're in Southern California where there is no more tradition left. And he says, well, of course, I'll ask your dad. And he already kind of knows him, so they lay the groundwork that this is going to be a problem. But, Jonah being the young man who's in love, he's like, oh, don't worry, I'm going to win over your parents. You know me, I'm a great guy. And she goes, uh-huh. And so second act starts the process. So he takes him out to dinner, and we have this scene. and it's all very awkward and weird. And it's a story about how um, probably, I'm gonna guess, Eddie and his wife don't want her to marry him, and they're gonna sort of put up roadblocks to try to discourage them and discourage her. And then I guess stuff with his parents too, because I'm guessing the other two actors are Jonah Hill's parents, and so maybe they're super into it because I don't know why, or maybe they're not. I don't know. I don't know which way they're going to go. They could go very stereotypical and like they could be total racist, right? Or in Southern California where racism abounds. Or they could probably play it like they're like him. They're like super into it, but like overly into it, and end up saying racist stuff anyway, just as a way so they can make more jokes at the expense of just one side of the characters. Ideally, what I would like to see is a back and forth clash of cultures, like a real clash. And that would require it to also go the other way, too. It would also require, like, I don't know, they go to Eddie Murphy's house and, I don't know, it's in a bad neighborhood or something. Who knows? I don't know. The way they're dressed, they're not in a bad neighborhood, and then the third act, they get married. There's a crisis. It looks like they're not going to get married, and then probably Eddie Murphy feels bad, and he has to he realizes Jonah Hill's a good guy. Why is he doing this? I mean, that would be the best sort of revelation. That would be like a modern take, or true modern take would be like Eddie Murphy goes too far. Eddie Murphy realizes I'm being a racist. I've gone too far. This has all gone too far. I gotta fix this, and then he wins back Jonah Hill for his daughter, even though he kind of doesn't like him, and then they get married, and that's the third act. So we'll see. I hope it's good. I'm rooting for it. If I had to guess, I think it'll be pretty watchable either way. Even if they go down the wrong road, I think it'll still be pretty funny and watchable. It just might be annoying for people who notice these things like me. And it's good to see Eddie Murphy back in a regular movie. It's been a long time since he's been in a regular movie. I mean, he was in, was that Dolomite movie, I think was the last thing he was in. So I wish he'd be in more movies. It's kind of weird they managed to drag him out for this one. But maybe maybe he really liked the script. So maybe it's super solid. Maybe he's friends with the director. Who knows? Who knows? All right. Yeah, look for this January 27th, you people. And that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more base takes. We got 2 other videos. Got a news blast and a Hollywoke hot take you don't want to miss. And we'll see you in the next one.